Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. My name is Alex, and in this video I'm going to tell you about 27 illegal online gaming workers deported. Is modernization of the Philippines hurting the local people? Carlos Yulo wins another gold for the Philippines, and another raid on another illegal pogo hub, allegedly unearthing some interesting things, and Cambodia breaks ground on controversial canal linking it to the sea, plus much more. Let's start off with the USD peso exchange rate. Right now, 1 USD is equal to 58.2 pesos. Before we jump into the main story, take a quick second. If you're new, hit the subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, let YouTube know you're enjoying these videos. Here's our main story. Over 1,000 members of the transportation sector joined the Unity Walk this morning to express their massive opposition to the planned suspension of the PUV modernization program. So right now there are thousands of people protesting all over Cebu, Manila, and probably some other places against the Senate proposing a bill to prevent the modernization program. So let me kind of give you guys like the breakdown without giving you too much background. So the jeepneys that you see, those buses, trucks, I don't know how to describe them, the ones that take locals around, the government ordered those to be modernized, essentially to have air conditioning, to be better for the environment, so on and so forth. However, based on people not wanting to do that, now the government's trying to think about maybe putting a complete stop to that. But it's not fair for those people that already modernized their vehicles, that went through the program, spent all that money, bought new vans and buses and all, trying to get in line with what the government said. And now the government's backtracking. So obviously that's not fair for the people that did everything according to the law and what the plan was, because the people that don't want to do that have raised their voices, brought some concerns. Now, this is a really kind of a tough spot to be in, right? Of course, for anyone. I mean, it doesn't affect me directly too much, but if I'm one of the drivers, I don't have the money to upgrade my vehicle, and that's the way I make a living. Now you're saying I can't work like that anymore. That's difficult. And also, if I'm a driver that was able to maybe borrow some money from the bank or whatever, modernize my vehicle, and I'm going to go through with this, now you're saying, okay, you don't have to. I think it's kind of a tough one, right? It's something that I think should be maybe a compromise between both. So modernize if you want to, keep the jeepneys if you want to, but then again, who really wants to modernize if they don't have to, as far as putting in the money and effort? So I personally honestly don't know how to feel about it. Maybe you guys can help me out a little bit. Give me some benefits, some pros and cons for maybe both sides, and I'll read them in the next video. Next up, a Filipino police officer has perished during a rescue mission conducted by the Philippine National Police in Pampanga on Sunday. A report released on Monday said that the PNP anti-kidnapping group director hatched the rescue operation after China's police attaché Zheng Zhu informed them of kidnapping of the two Chinese. Both victims were taken to Makati City on August 3rd. The kidnappers demanded a ransom of 8 million pesos. Operatives raided a safe house in Angelo City, but a gunfight ensued with the suspect of Huacay and Ryu Dun. Abrencia said the Staff Sergeant Nelson Santiago and Chief Master Sergeant Eden Akasad were injured. They were taken to the Angelo City Foundation Hospital. Santiago was pronounced no longer alive. Abrencia said the two victims were rescued while the two Chinese gunmen were arrested. Seized from them were weapons, drug paraphernalia, and jungle knives. Staying with Chinese criminals, an alleged pogo hub was raided in Tarlac, Pampanga on Monday, August 5th. Different SIM cards, alleged torture tools, and other items were confiscated. It looks like the push is still on for capturing these illegal pogo workers and people committing crimes within that region. And then Mega World Corporation has upgraded Carlos Yulo's reward for his historic milestone of winning 2 gold medals during the Philippines' 100th year of participating in the Olympic Games and celebration of our 35th anniversary. It is said that Yulo will now receive from Mega World an upgraded gift headlined by fully furnished 3-bedroom McKinley Hill condo and cash bonus totaling 35 million pesos. I quote, "Thank you for making our country proud. Mabuhay ka, Kaloy." It is said in an announcement made through Mega World's Facebook page. Not only that, here's a full list of what Carlos Yulo will receive. I'm not going to go through all this, but I'll leave it up here for a second so you guys can take a look and read it for yourself. A big shout out to this man. I'm really proud of him. I don't know him personally, but anyone winning gold, I don't care which country you're from, I admire you. It takes a lot of work, and I hate when other stuff kind of distract people from what actually the athletes are doing. So good for him. I hope he gets all the money in the world, all the free buffets, all the condominiums you can handle. Next up, the president of the Philippines on Monday reinforced Philippines' ties with Germany following an announcement of the defense agreement between the European country and the Philippines. Yeah, Marcos is out there shaking hands and kissing babies all over Europe. I think he really wants to strengthen Philippines' relation with some of these European countries in case China decides to make its way down south. And also, the Cebu mayor and some other people in Cebu, some officials, some people in politics have shown lots of support to the current administration. Officials of Cebu Island, led by Governor Gwendolyn Garcia, signed on Monday manifesto of support for Bagong Pilipinas. as they expressed their unwavering support for the administration of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. I quote, "This new era of good governance demands unity to build a progressive nation, strengthen our economy, and secure a better future for Filipinos," stated the manifesto. So yeah, a lot of people are happy with what the president currently is doing with the Philippines. Next up in Cambodia, Cambodia's Prime Minister Hun Manet on Monday launched a controversial 1.7 billion canal project that aims to provide new link from Mekong River to the sea. So the Mekong River, I don't know how to say it properly, is extremely long and runs through multiple countries and multiple places. And this project, from what I understand, is going to be financed partially, if not all, by China. And we all know when something like this happens, especially to developing countries, third world countries, countries in dire need of infrastructure and money, things don't always work out for the locals. Now, generally speaking, a lot of the politicians, the companies, the contractors, the people in these kinds of dealings are usually the ones benefiting. It doesn't really always benefit the locals. So I wonder how this is going to actually affect other countries that are affected by that river itself that goes to all those places. So I don't know enough about it to have an opinion, but I just know a lot of times stuff like this doesn't always benefit the locals. If someone knows more about this, would love to share their thoughts about it, feel free to leave your comments regarding this down below. I also understand there was a time where Cambodia wanted to build a dam from China, basically giving power to all the water to China. But luckily, I think at that time, that dam project didn't go through. But let's move on to our next story. And then some big news from Thailand. They're moving forward to push through with legalizing casinos. If this becomes actual law and gets passed, if they don't flip-flop as usual like they did with the other stuff, this is going to be huge for Thailand. Like, they're already pushing all these other things for tourism. But if they do this, I don't know. I don't think any country is going to catch Thailand as far as tourism come, because a lot of Vietnamese, Chinese, and all the other Southeast Asian countries that cannot gamble legally will come to Thailand. So it's kind of weird, because I know a lot of local Thai people don't want this. They don't want any of that stuff, but a lot of the officials, it's all about that money and investments. And I mean, what kind of people are you going to draw if people are coming only for gambling? I don't want to be prejudiced, but usually we can see what happened in the Philippines when there's like gambling going on. It attracts some other stuff, because when you owe money and you don't have it, there's no other resort sometimes except for violence and stuff like that. So let's see what happens with that. I'm not going to read the news story because it's not official yet, but I'm curious to see what happens. What do you guys think about casinos and gambling? I used to actually work in the gambling industry and the casino industry, so I've seen a lot of bad things, even with regular people that just don't know their limit, for example. Now it's time for a segment, Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments about a previous video. Allergic Fungus says, "I doubt he wants to be found. People who want to disappear go places like Thailand and the Philippines. I know, because I was in those shoes before." I understand that thought process, that theory for sure, that there's some people that don't want to be found would do that. It just seems a bit strange that this gentleman did this, because I think with today's technology, with the age of social media, and even if he wanted to do that, he'd probably at least let people know, his loved ones, that, hey, listen, you're not going to hear from me for another year or something. But that could be wrong as well. One more popular comment comes from Spurl World, who says, "Scary times." It sure is, and I think with the age of technology and information being out there so easily and accessible and so fast, you're going to hear a lot more scary stories than positive ones, unfortunately. Even on this channel, I basically just go through what the newspapers and social media report, and a lot of times it's more negative than positive. It's definitely not like my agenda or whatever, try to scare people, but I'm just going based off what people find interesting and that's reported. If you guys enjoyed this video, take a quick second out of your day, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.